Well, today is the Kean University Baseball Show. Joining me now is the first of three players who had an outstanding season on the diamond in 2025. He walked away with a laundry list of accolades: NJAC Pitcher of the Year, NJAC Male Athlete of the Year, and if that wasn't enough, National Pitcher of the Year, according to D3Baseball.com. That star player is Jason Gilman. He's right there. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's our pleasure. So let's talk. Let's go back to the beginning. Talk to me about how you first got interested in baseball.
Yeah, I mean, my parents are all, big into baseball. My dad was playing when he was a kid and it was always on TV, so it's kind of something I saw and was like, let me try it. And when I was at a young age, I was playing. Um, my parents actually told me a story of when I was really young. My first toy was a ball, and I would just throw it around. So I think it kind of started earlier than I realized, but yeah, when I was young, I used to play rec. Um, just started early.
It's fantastic. Who are some of your favorite players growing up?
Well, back then I was also a hitter, so it was Curtis Granderson. I'm a Yankees fan, so it's Curtis Granderson and Brett Gardner, so kind of the lefties in the lineup. But as I kind of grew more into becoming a pitcher and a good one at that, it was like Blake Snell and Max Fried, some more of the lefties.
Guys who are still playing. You make me feel old. All my favorite players are all retired now. So, like I said earlier, so many awards this year. Did you find out all at once that you'd be receiving these honors, or did you find out day after day? It must have been very overwhelming, but in a good way.
Yeah, I mean, some of them I was finding out kind of while we were still playing. So it was definitely, something where I wasn't content just yet, where I'm worried about, we're on our way actually out to the World Series when I won one of them. And I'm like, like this doesn't matter if we can't keep going. So keeping focused during the season was huge, and not letting them kind of get to my head, I think was something I was able to do pretty well.
And now, of those many awards that you took home, are there any that you're most proud of?
I have to say that National Pitcher of the Year is pretty cool. Um, but one that kind of took me by surprise, I'll even say, is the male NJAC Athlete of the Year. That one was pretty cool. Kind of came out of thin air, I'll say, towards the end. And they told me I had to give a speech. So that was something that was a little bit different. It was a pretty nice plaque that I'll get to hang up. So that
Well,
one's one of my
that
favorites.
speech was good practice for this interview. Just look at it that way. Now, talk to me about the season. Are there any exciting games or any pitching performances you look back on and say, wow, I pitched a heck of a game here?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely am one to kick myself when things go wrong, and I'm hard on myself, but I have to say, like, the Johns Hopkins one was everything you dream of as a kid. You go out there, in the biggest stage you're allowed to pitch in, and against the number one team, we're facing elimination, and for me to kind of do that, and all I was thinking going into that game was give my team a chance. I sure know that we can win games in multiple different ways. So having a good outing there was really huge, and I think you could tell by my reaction at the end. But that was easily my favorite.
That's fantastic. Now, baseball has changed a lot over the last several years. One of the big changes you've had to deal with as a pitcher is the pitch clock. Makes the game go faster, but do you like the idea of a clock? And how much of an adjustment was that for you when it first became implemented?
I actually love it. I will say, so this past year, our field had two of them, one behind the pitcher out in like right center field, I want to say, and one behind the batter. With that adjustment, I absolutely loved it. When you couldn't see it, it was a different story. But this year, I loved using it. I loved slowing down, speeding up, kind of just keeping hitters on their toes, and I think it really helps me the way I use it do what pitchers are supposed to do, and that's just disrupt hitters' timings. Mix in slow movements, quick movements, long holds, and different things like that. And I found it really useful at times.
Now, speaking of movements, what are some of your go-to pitches? Are you a power pitcher, a finesse pitcher? Tell me.
Well, I would say now more than ever, I throw my fastball pretty good. I've heard they use a term called ride, just means it stays, um, stays as hard out of the hand as it does kind of as the catcher sees it. So hitters sometimes have a hard time hitting it, and they swing under it, especially at the top of the zone. But I'm a huge fan of my changeup. I really, really, think that's kind of what helped me keep a lot of guys off balance other than just being able to throw hard because everybody can hit a fastball. So having a good changeup, but that was my favorite pitch for sure.
Now, I had the pleasure of interviewing your head coach, Neil Iavero, prior to the season. How much has he meant to you during your time at the school?
A ton, honestly, and I don't just speak for myself. I think I speak for my teammates and even the coaches on the staff that he cultivates a great learning environment, and that's not just learning how to field a bunt or learning pitching mechanics or hitting mechanics or fielding mechanics. It's learning how to be a person, how to be a good human, and instilling values that are you know, going to last a lifetime. And I think I learned a ton from all of those perspectives. And it's really just unforgettable 4 years that, it changed me in a great way.
Now, once you're done with Kean, are you going to continue with baseball, do you think?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to take the 1 year. I'm not sure where yet, but I am going to take the extra year.
Good for you. Now, last question. You're a proven success on the baseball diamond. What's a piece of advice you would give to somebody looking to succeed at what they do?
Yeah. I mean, we have a term and we say it somewhat often. It's do everything how you do one thing. So if you're gonna, be lazy at practice and it's gonna reflect. So really just showing up and doing everything to the best of your ability. And even the days that you don't want to, you got to do it. That's what makes you good. That's what makes you great. That separates you. So showing up when you're not feeling like it. That's my pieces of advice.
Jason Gilman, congrats on an amazing season and all the best going forward.
Thank you.